Hello and welcome to the A New Day Show. I am your host, Daphne Clarke-Hudson, and I am always super excited when I get time to visit with you in your homes or office or wherever you are watching the show from this evening. Today's episode is a very special episode because, you know, we are coming down to the end of the year. And people always wait until the last day of December, and at 10 minutes to 12, everyone wants to get into the hustle and bustle of designing or creating, if you may, New Year's resolutions, which they normally forget by the 2nd of January. So we wanted to take a leap ahead of that and allow you to begin to create the plan of action. And we are going to start with your finances. And joining me for this segment this evening is Mr. Alexander Williams. And Mr. Alexander Williams is a certified financial planner. And he is here to give us some nuggets about getting our finances in order and building on creating wealth. So, Alex, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Dynamic Daphne, my pleasure.
Oh, it's always an honor. I know that you come with a wealth of information because not only that you work with adults, but you also begin to create a legacy where you are teaching what you do to others so that this legacy can go on even when you decide you are no longer going to be doing that. So I want to congratulate you on that. So
well, thank you.
Take a few minutes, please, and introduce yourself. Mm-hmm. I know in Danbury, you are a Danburian, so you need no introduction to the people here at home. But seeing that we are in other cities and states as well, we want you to tell people a little bit about who Alexander Williams is.
Well, thank you very much, Daphne. You know, again, I want to thank you for inviting me to your program. Very nice seeing you again.
It's a pleasure.
Okay. I'm a certified financial planner. And what does that mean? It means that I help people reach their financial goals. Mm-hmm. And how do I do that? It's through a process of gathering information, identifying your goals and your objectives, mm-hmm. determining a suitable plan, the implementation of the plan, and then lastly, which is most important, to monitor the plan mm-hmm. and how successful you are in making your goals and objectives come to pass.
Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of people hear the term financial planner or certified financial planner, and the first thing comes to mind, oh, that's for the people who are wealthy. Would you agree with that statement?
Well, how do you think the wealthy became wealthy?
because they began working with financial planners. But the
Yes.
ordinary person out there, John Joe, sit down and think, well, if I don't have any money, I don't need a financial planner. And that's why we need one.
Exactly.
So we can help us there. So where do we begin the process of educating ourselves so that we know how to operate bountifully in our finances?
That's a very good question, Daphne. Where do you start? Well, you start with your values. What's important to you? And sometimes we're so busy working and rustling around and rushing and everything, and we don't take the time out to determine what's very important for you.
That's right. That's right.
And sometimes important to you is your health, your well-being, your family, spiritual development, and to living out your life the way that you feel comfortable living it. So that's the first place you start. And then you try to put together the finances to help implement and help make sure that you're able to carry out your goals. Like, for example, Daphne, if you needed surgery, if you were sick and ill, would you try to do that yourself, or would you contact a doctor to help you?
No, you'd look for the specialists who specialize in that disease or ailment, you know?
Exactly. And that's the same thing with financial planning. You work with a professional who has a fiduciary standard, who's willing to listen to what you say and help put a plan together.
You know, I listened to you explain where to start, and immediately came into my mind that there are certain ethnic groups, which I won't call because they didn't sponsor the show, so I'm not going to give them any credits for that. There are certain ethnic groups who begin from the kids are knee high, because it's part of the family conversation and part of the dialogue that take place in those families every day. So by the time a young man becomes 12, he already has a steady bank account or some investment, or he's in those businesses that the families own, sitting on the counter or on the high stool